Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Facebook Friday. Eric Hammond here with the Orange Stack. It's Friday, so happy Friday everyone. Out here looking over the lagoon again. I hope you guys enjoy the outdoor view here. I like to break it up and get outside once in a while. We record a ton of content in our studio in front of the green screen and kind of make it interesting, but hopefully this is interesting to you too, something else to look at besides just my pretty face. So anyway, as the title shows, today we are talking about assistants and how to hire possibly your first assistant, but definitely the right assistant. I think a lot of people in their business try to do too much. They try to cover everything. They think that possibly they're going to do it better than anybody else, and that might be the case, but eventually you get overwhelmed, things come up, you get behind on your work and you can't keep up, and you just need somebody there to take the reins once in a while, pick up the pieces, do the little work that you're not able to catch up with every single day, and keep you on track. So we're going to cover a couple different points. Number one, why you should hire an assistant. Number two, what do you have them do? The next one is where do you find them? That's probably a big one. Where do you find them? How do you compensate them? And interview tips. So those are the 5 things we're going to go over today real quick. So why do you need it? It's to leverage your time, right? It's to allow you to get more hours back in your day. I think more people are running out of time. There's only 24 hours in every single person's day, and you got to do what's most beneficial to you. You know, what are the things in your business that are bringing you money? What are the high dollar activities that you probably need to spend your time on? And what are some of the lower end things that just need to happen every single day that maybe you shouldn't spend your time on? So find those items. What are they? Let's talk about them in a little bit and see how you can delegate them to somebody else. Next one is highest and best use of your time. We just kind of touched over that, but really, you know, what are you doing every single day? What's the highest and best use of your time? You got to know what your time is worth. You got to know, should I be doing this? Should somebody else on my team be helping me with that? And then if you don't have an assistant, you probably are the assistant. And I don't want that to sound negative, because there's a lot of great people out there who work hard and they do their thing. But just know that if you don't have somebody to help you with this, you're going to be running around doing all these things where maybe there's somebody who has that mindset and is better for it. You don't want to go out and hire another version of you, because you only need one of you. You need to find somebody who mimics your personality, matches who you are, and relates to you. So maybe you're more creative and artsy, you need somebody who's more analytic and by the books and can keep you organized to your calendar. So there's an example. Okay, what do you have them do? Here's kind of a bunch of things that you can consider having an assistant do in your business to help kind of free up some time. So track your business, know where you are, know your numbers, know what's going on, how many people you're getting in front of, how many clients you have, how many dollars you have coming in, being able to look at your P&L statements, just going through the numbers, knowing where your business is going, where it's headed, what's my pipeline looking like for the next 6 months. And a great assistant can help you track these numbers and know where you are so that you can maybe perceive a dip. It's September right now. Maybe you realize, I don't have enough going on in November. I need to hustle right now and get back to work and find more business because I'm taking too much time doing these little things that aren't mattering as much. So it's going to help you kind of know where you are. Next one is organizing your database. Okay, that's probably one of the biggest ones that I see people mess up with. They have a huge database, they have all these people on there, and they don't know what's going on with them. They don't know what decisions they're making, they don't know where they are in the buying process, especially in real estate. We talk about real estate a lot, but if you're in real estate and you have people that you've known for years and you don't know if they're moving or not, that's a bad database. You gotta know where they are, what they're doing, when they're going to be buying next, who they're going to be buying from. If you're still in the running for that position, if you're selling them something, just know who your clients are, know what's going on in there. So keeping them organized. Maybe you have a whole bunch of contacts. I use the name John a lot. Let's say you have a guy named John, you don't know his last name, you don't know his phone number, you just have an email address, you don't know anything about him. Have your assistant go through there, pull out all the missing information and help you find it. Help them clean up that database and get it more organized so that you can stay on track and knowing how to communicate with these people. So keep your database organized. Next one is manage your marketing. So we are a marketing company, ironically, but maybe you want someone on your team who can just do the little stuff. Maybe they keep up on your social tweets. Maybe they keep up on your emails going out, your weekly email. Maybe they send out your newsletter every month. Maybe they just help you kind of get these things rolling. They communicate with the printer. They communicate with, your photo guy, whoever it is. Have them help you with your marketing pieces, even if it's just keeping you on schedule so that you remember to do it over and over and over, because I think a lot of time you get busy, you put it off in the back, procrastinate, and then before you know it, the month's gone and you forgot to send out your newsletter piece. So have your assistant help you with marketing. Coordinating with vendors. A lot of companies we work with have vendors. So whether they're contractor type vendors, whether they're printing vendors, maybe it's just a supply if you sell a product. So how do you coordinate with them? How do you pay them? How do you keep them on the books? How do you keep them scheduled right? Think about real estate a lot. If you have a termite guy that works with you, a termite inspection is huge in California because we have a lot of termites. If your termite guy is booked and you're trying to close a house and you need to get a termite inspection and he's booked out for a couple weeks, that may hold up the sale of that home. So being able to just keep in contact with your vendors and making sure that they can work with your schedule and know what's coming up in the pipeline is probably important too. Organizing your schedule. So that's a big one for me. I like to keep a pretty tight schedule. I like to be consistent. I try to do the same things at the same time of the day so I know what's going to happen. So no matter what day it is, I know that at 10 o'clock I got to be at this spot at this time. Have your assistant keep you on your schedule. If you get distracted and you start doing other things, have them rein you back in. Have them bring you back to where you're supposed to be, probably lead generating or bringing in new business. That's probably the best use of your time, or even closing the business that you have, right? Meeting with appointments, going on things. Have your assistant keep you there. That's really important. Managing your business expenses. So this is another big one. If you don't have a full-time accountant in your business, have your assistant track your expenses. How much are we spending on marketing each month? How much are we spending on these online services? I think it's interesting, a bunch of years ago, the only kind of reoccurring costs people had really were like a telephone bill, utilities, things like that. But now you look at it, there could be hundreds of dollars every month going out the door to services like Google and your CRM and various online costs. Maybe you have a Pandora prescription or a subscription that bills you every month. Just where are your costs going? Where's your money going? Being able to track that and know that I'm spending money on things that matter. We actually did that a couple months ago. We cleaned up probably $400 of monthly costs in our ongoing monthly costs. It just saved me $400 because it's things that I used to need and use, but I don't need more. And my assistant brought it to my attention. We cleaned it out, saved me $400 a month. So that was awesome. Handling calls and emails. This is a big one too. So everybody carries their cell phone around. They try to answer their phone whenever they can. They try to be up on their emails as often as they can. Have your assistant just be there, finding the most important ones that you need to get to. If they can respond and reply, that's great. But being able to just be there, communicate with the people that are calling, having someone to answer the phone. We actually just recorded a video yesterday about the benefits of Google Voice. I think that's huge. If you have a Google Voice number for your office, it can ring in, it can ring you and your assistant at the same time. That way, if you're not able to take it, they can. So if you're out busy meeting with people, trying to close business, they can take that call. They can keep the appointments coming. Just have them manage your email database, your phone numbers. Just keep it on their side so that you don't have to worry about these things. And the last one in this is keep you on track, right? You get so distracted with things. It's so easy to get distracted with what you should be doing every day. Have a set schedule, do it, and then have your assistant make you live that schedule. It's probably one of the most important things I feel like an assistant can do for you, is just keeping you on track and doing the most important things in your business that you know you need to do. Okay, where do you find them? So there's obviously a lot of job sites like Indeed, Indeed, Monster, LinkedIn. There's a lot of great places that you can go here and find great quality people. I heard we've mentioned this before. Snapchat hired 250,000 people from McDonald's hired 250,000 people from Snapchat earlier this year. So maybe you want to put out a quick video on Snapchat that you're hiring. LinkedIn is a great place to interview people, get resumes, contact people, ask for referrals from people, ask for people that you know in the industry, ask for people that you know who maybe interviewed or hired people recently, if they have any other leftover resumes that they might want to pass on to you, maybe it didn't personality-wise. Facebook's a great place too. So maybe your business is growing, maybe you have the opportunity to just reach out on there and say, hey, we're expanding, we're growing, we're doing new things. We want to expand our team. Who do you know that would like to join our team and be in our industry and be part of this growing team? So Facebook's a great place to consider expanding. Okay, compensation. Compensation can be kind of a tricky one. You definitely want to know what the industry standard is in your area, what people are getting compensated for that position. I like to try to find kind of a base pay, something that says, this is what you're going to live on and this makes sense for you, but every time you get us new business, you get compensated more. So in real estate, every time you close on a transaction, maybe they get a couple bucks. If you do a lot of volume on transactions, maybe it's a little bit less, but they're helping contribute to that. They basically win when you win. And so you want to make it kind of a win-win for everybody. Basically they're helping you get more sales, more transactions, and doing the best that you can. So it's kind of an easy way to think about it. I think there's not a lot of motivation if they just knew no matter what I did over here, I'm going to get the same amount. If you can add some type of compensation with a bonus structure at the end, that would be ideal. Okay, now interview tips. We're going over these pretty quick, but I just wanted to give you some good information here. Interview tips. I would say email the resume to you. That's probably a big one. Kind of sort through that, and then have them call you and leave a voice message. If you have an assistant who can't communicate on the phone, that's probably a big red flag. So I have people call me, leave a message, just hear them talk to a stranger for the first time, how it's going. If you do call them back, don't probably talk more than 5 minutes on the phone just to kind of get to know who they are. They're probably going to want to ask you a ton of questions, but just hear how they sound on the phone, their tone. And if you can catch them off guard, that's even better, but just have that phone call with them. A big thing I learned from Tony Robbins, I've been through a lot of their training, is do a DISC profile. So DISC is an acronym. Go look it up. Just look up DISC with Tony Robbins. And there's actually a whole test you can do on there. It lasts about 30 minutes. It's a personality test and kind of profiles you as who you are personally and what type of people that you can communicate with and how you like to speak and how you like to be spoken to. So you want someone that you can communicate with the same way that you're going to want to talk to them. So go fill out the DISC profile yourself and learn about who you are, and then have your potential candidates fill out the DISC profile as well. That's a big one. And then give them a detailed assignment. So I like giving people something to do before we actually hire them. So trying out a project, do something techie. If you're marketing or doing things like that, consider having them make a video on their phone, record it, why they should be your assistant, send it to you. If they can figure that out, they can probably figure out a bunch of other things nowadays. You're just kind of testing them to see how they handle pressure kind of right off the bat. If it's not techie, give them something else. We hired a guy once where we actually sent him out to look at a house and wanted to evaluate a house that we were going to buy. Had him walk through the whole thing, take video of the house, talk to us about why he thought we should buy it or not buy it. Just, kind of understanding his understanding of real estate and construction. So that was a big one for us. So give them some homework, even if you have to compensate them $20-50 just to say, thanks for doing this. It didn't work out, but I tried it out. We've worked with bloggers in the past who will have them write a couple articles for us before we hire them, just to see if it makes sense before giving them a ton of work. So try them out, give them something simple to go with. And then another one on interview tips is have somebody else on your team interview them. If you're a solo guy, maybe there's somebody else in your office that you can work with, but just have somebody else, a different opinion, a different approach. Consider interviewing them. It doesn't have to be long, maybe 15 minutes. Ask them a couple questions, just a second point of view to see how they respond. Maybe they're putting on a great interview for you, but they don't know how to talk to this guy. So just having a second opinion would be great. And then the last point I have is hire for the job, not the person. So maybe you meet somebody that you like, you're great, friends, personality-wise, you just connect with them, but they're trying to mold themselves into this perfect job for you. I think that that's going to be a struggle because later when you're trying to fill this position, maybe they're not the best candidate for that. You may be wanting to give up a few things personality-wise to have the job filled correctly. So going back to an assistant, you want someone who's organized, punctual, knows how to keep you on track. And if you've got somebody who's just friendly and let's go out and hang out, let's do this and let's talk all the time, that's not going to keep you on your schedule. So find someone who's going to fill the position and then later maybe become a friend if you want that. But I would definitely fill the position first. So those are my bunch of tips. We'll try to get this broken out to maybe something that you can have to read through because it's a lot of information kind of quick here. But if you haven't hired an assistant yet and you can't afford a full-time assistant 40 hours a week or something like that, maybe think of partnering up with somebody. Maybe there's 2 or 3 people that you know who need part-time help. Maybe you have them for 20 hours a week or 10 hours a week. And you can kind of split up the responsibilities that they do with you and a couple other friends. But definitely consider offloading some of the little things in your business that you're doing. Start writing out everything that you're doing and start delegating these tasks to somebody else, and it's going to help you progress in your business that much more. It's going to give you that much more leverage and that much more time in your day so that you can spend time with family and doing things that are important to you outside of work. So hope this video finds you well. I hope you're enjoying your Fridays, and we will see you next Friday at 10 o'clock. Talk to you soon. Thanks for following.